Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mancillon. I'm here to continue to discuss spiritual thoughts and ideas, but I am called to make a reading with the cards of Osho. The master Osho came to me, and so I thought that I used his deck first to communicate, for he was somebody who was trying to open the spiritual, create an expansion within the human mind, within this realm of beliefs and so on. For right now, we're getting ready for this powerful eclipse. It is going to be on 15/16. It's full moon. It's a full eclipse of the moon in Scorpio, and so it's like and it's on the Wesak moon, so it's going to be very, very powerful. On the physical plane, the most affected will be North and South America, as well as South and Western Europe, because that's where the eclipse will become visible. It's why it will affect the most. Yet we'll all be affected, and this transformation will be carried on to the next series of eclipse in I think it's in November. So let us be ready for unexpected miracles, always. For I'm going to pull some cards to see. Well, yeah, let's see what needs to be ascertained, needs to be discussed. For the highest wisdom, the situation is growing in courage. Is this little flower that's able to grow regardless of what's going on around, even in the worst condition. Nature will find a way. So it's about having the courage to. What comes around the situation is the void, is the nothingness. Within the nothingness, there is all things. As long as something is defined as something, it is not all things. Yet the true nature of anything is the whole. So it's about being comfortable with this understanding that everything is being revealed within the void, within the silence. What we see before us is holding on to the past. So we're holding on to the past, and we're carrying burdens. And so we're fighting against all those things, and eventually everything's going to be integrated. We have to let go of we have to continue to fight against our lower nature. We have to get rid of the burdens, and we have to let go of the past, to trust that the past was an education process. What's in the subconscious, which is the past, the past, is harmony. There is already this flow of energy that is coming if we let go of the mind. And right now we're able to compare. It's all about comparison, comparing from one state to another. First we are being shown what we do not want, and then we can choose something else. For there is no need to compare. For the bamboo is hollow and the oak is solid, but yet it's very two different. What's coming in the near future is source. It is the connection, the unity of source. What do we assume in life? What do you assume that the reality for reality is redefined by our beliefs each and every moment? So I assume that I am one with source, that I'm here on a divine mission for my own salvation and for the healing of the world. So work on your assumption that you are source, that you are the extension of that which is the creator. Our power within the situation, your power within the situation is love. It is the dream. It is all those good, powerful feeling and emotion you can bring into situation just by being in peace and bring that peace in the mind and the consciousness of people. When not all will be receptive, some people are very, very disturbed psychologically by all kinds of things that they're not even conscious of. What comes to us from the outside world is the hermit. It is aloneness. It is a light that is coming. It is also it's the hermit that comes from the outside. It is within our environment. So it's about learning to continue to cultivate the dreams regardless of the manifestations, and to hold that in focus. What I'm doing this reading for you. In your hopes and fear, your inner emotion is projection. It is the imagination of what the situation will be. But the imagination, the truth will be different than whatever we project. Yet it is our imagination. Every act of imagination, of dream, is like sending an information for our higher self to work with that. And so continue to cultivate your imagination, and the outcome will be the power, the empowerment. It is the card, it's called existence here. It's the card number 1. It's the cause and the effect. It's the magician. It's the self-empowerment. It's the power of it's a very powerful time that will be coming, for we'll be able to compare the suffering of the old, to let go, to heal, to forgive. Forgiveness is essential. For we're really seeing dismantling of all this materialistic society, which is very rich in many ways, the society, human society, but is very poor in spirit. That means a lot of cupidity and greed that is dominant within society, and Creator says it can no longer be that, because there's time for more mature sort of living. And so the Creator, in His infinite love, kindness, wisdom, is deconstructing very one step at a time. It's like one little layer of truth. Then something comes in, and then another truth comes in. For it's very important to see that everything is good, to hold on to the knowledge that all will be well, because you are connected to Source, regardless of what is going on. For there is a scene that is being projected, the narrative that is being projected. We want to be free even from the internet. There is all kinds of, we're bombarded with energies, and so, but there is always a scene behind the scene, and then there is a scene behind the scene behind the scene, and then there's another scene. The higher we go in the dimension, the more we see the scene behind the scene. When you go into the grand universe, the cosmic mind, which is God and sense in the cosmos, then you can see that everything is fine, and there are trillions of planets that are taken care of. They are arranged in super universe, major sector, minor sector, local universe, constellation systems, and then each planet has its own administration. So our power center is the sun. We want to draw in power from the sun. The sun is brilliant. It's brilliant, something brilliant. Like Descartes said, we should be able to agree on that fact that the sun is something brilliant. Yet it is a being. We can call him soul like a soul, but also soul, S-O-L. Is also known as Helios and Vesta, with this yin and yang polarity. Vesta being the goddess Hestia, the goddess of purity, as well as Solaris Solara. Mormonton is the name that was given in the paradise. I think it's Mormonton, the name that he was is recorded as the paradise. But he's a living being, and we have to draw on, have a good communication with the sun. Eventually, we'll be able to bring the solar disk and have plasmic body, so we'll be able to travel on sorts. It's very important to realize that judgment is essential. We have no choice but to judge sometimes, but recommend, of course, to let go of judgment. The reason why is because if we have lucidity about anything, judgment is an act of compassion. You're resolving something by being just in resolving the situation. But if there is no lucidity, then it's karma. We're creating karma, and a lot of judges, they're doing their best. Everybody's doing their best, but so there's going to be all kinds of laws that are going to need to be changed for the future, what's going to be coming about. I also wanted to say that the planets are all working for you. The universe was created for you. The sun was created for you. The earth was created for you by your beloved Creator, and everything was given. So know that all the planets are working as one. They all, your associate, your partners, you can call on them for assistance. They're powerful cosmic forces. And but if we go lower in duality, if we fell down in duality, then there are positive and negative planets. Eventually, the whole system, the solar system, will be ascending, for there are so many things that we'll be discovering about our own planet and solar system, and also about ourselves. It is like Apollon used to say in this oracle, know thyself, nothing more. Meaning, if you know yourself, you will know the whole cosmos, for you are one and the same. For he knew that. Those beings are quite wise. But right now we have to be careful. There's so much fake news that's being communicated, so all those narratives that are being pushed. Always consult your spirit on your projection. If you have an idea, a dream, a vision, you can ask that your vision pass through the eye of God, the eye of Cassiopeia. You close your eyes, you imagine this beautiful being in golden light, and then an eye opens, the eye of Cyclopeia, and then you just say thank you to show me where it's going with this project, with this thing. And when you pass for higher being, when they have an idea, they pass it through the eye of God, and they see where it goes, whether they want to move forward or not. Someday we'll have access to this. We already have access, but it's a matter of being able to utilize this kind of resources for it's like there is also talking about the quantum field. Some scientists imagine that all probabilities are being developed within the universe. It means for every choice we make, there is the other choice is being experienced by the soul, but it's not the case. The soul will only experience what it is that it needs for its experiences, like countless experience. And as a being, you want to integrate your soul and find a way to balance out all the energy, to assist your soul in its balancing out of energy. But there are certain things I don't want to feel like I'm a fork in a vacuum cleaner. I don't need to have that experience. It's not part of my soul experience. We only work with what we need, and then eventually, when we reach this six-dimensional integration of the soul frequency, of our own soul frequency, then we are able to experience those many timelines at once in the balanced vibration, and then on the seventh dimension, that we reach the apex of our evolutionary consciousness as an individual being. Then at which point we're no longer involved in those we're still experiencing those dimensions on the sixth dimension, but our mission becomes to anchor the light of God within the alignment with the soul, our soul group, our monad on the eighth dimension, and the divine will we receive from the alignment of the divine plan in the ninth dimension, and the light of the 10th dimension. Well, we're going to discover so many things. For most of those things I'm talking about here is if you're listening to those messages, that means you are the master in the making. You're preparing your ascension, your mastery. They're very advanced. So they're not those are not things that can just would be able to communicate at the general public. You would have to tell her that communication, to make it accessible. But here I consider that I'm talking this like advanced spiritual. We're more into the advanced course, and so ready for the highest wisdom is nothing is better than your home. Continue to cultivate well-being and imagine this most creative and beautiful environment. What needs to be understood is the respect of the rule, understanding the law, for the truth shall set you free, but we have to discover and integrate that truth for us to feel the freedom and the liberation. So it's about aligning with the law of one. What we need to do is to let go of the dramas, all of them. It's the never-ending story. The drama will never end. It's just when we let go of it, we can observe that it serves a purpose, but it is not our purpose. And the outcome is TikTok, is connecting to the timeless moment of now, to realize the state of eternity. It has nothing to do with the physical body. It's a state of consciousness, and that's why all those technological dreams to become eternal or immortal is completely nonsense. For it's like it would become, the body would become a prison if the consciousness is not. The body could last 1,000 years, but the consciousness is unable to evolve. It would create so much suffering to be able to be trapped within a body. For it's like when we die, we let go of all that, and we are free, and we can review the experience, and we engage in something else. We have to try. But yet this understanding, this knowledge of eternal life is only given when we are ready to understand it. We cannot push on anybody this knowledge, this understanding of God and spirit. For there is only one. We have all kinds of choice. So what is our baseline? Which is our baseline should be heart connection, heart alignment, service to others, and. But our soul is connected to a monad, a soul group, and that is for I already said, imagination is really the fuel by which the spirit will use to create that. And so assume you are one with the source and supported by the universe. I feel my project is very well anchored right now. I know that there are certain things I will not have a choice. They will be like, it's like that. I have to accept that it is like that. But then so many things we're gonna have choices on. I'll pull a few cards with the Akash and discuss a little bit the material, more material aspect of reality right now. For there's so many things that could be discussed, but we don't want to go into dramas. We just want to be prepared. And thank you very much for liking, for sharing, for commenting and subscribing. If you like those videos, thank you very much for your kind donations. And if you want a private session, you can send me an email. And mostly I thank you for continuing to cultivate love and light, your well-being. You continue to trust in this path of destiny that we have engaged. We came here and we don't have all the information, but we have to learn to trust. It's a permanent test. It's the final test. We've been through so many incarnations, and now the soul is not God that's testing. God knows. But there is the review of the spiritual ascension. What are our value? What do we stand? Did we learn? Did we mature? So our soul is testing us, preparing our physical body, our consciousness for what is coming, because our soul knows, God knows what's coming for the soul, and God is the same thing. Once you discover your eternal soul, you're face to face with this eternal soul. You know God because you are that, which is this expression of the eternal love of God in action. For the highest wisdom is the knighthood. It's about having this shield of light, but to be noble, to be just, to be. I was reminded in the French video that my ascension, my past, the whole point of the for many decades is to return to the source. I want to return to the source, and who love me may follow me. It's like we all there. So some people are not ready for that. There's still so much to experience in the physical realm. But the knighthood is about being noble, about having value, principles, to defend that which is true. For we always on the side of truth, without having to take sides when we don't know. What we need to understand is man, woman. Is this there is a dynamic that was created between man and woman, but here there is still a healing and a reconciliation that needs to happen to reconcile those two aspects. What we need to do is hope, is faith and trust. I was adding hope for there is this great beautiful Elohim called hope, which is the counterpart of Archangel Michael. But here it's we can call Archangel faith to assist us, call on the goddesses, call on the archangels, hope and faith. It's very important to stay in that. And what will come, it'll be traveling. It's going to be the vessels. It's going to be adventure. So it's a very exciting. It's about not being trapped in the past. It is important. For we have to, I'm going to discuss a little bit. It's just the perception, ideas, opinions that we may expect a lot of volatility on the financial markets. And if there is a crash of the markets, which is due to the basic structure of the market, it is inevitable that at some point they may be crashed. But the companies will have to buy back their shares or be bankrupt, at which points the government may intervene and see what is absolutely necessary for the functioning of society, nationalize certain company or rearrange it for the service of the highest good. But if Facebook would crumble, nobody would suffer anything. But then if we don't have water or electricity, that's another deal. So for now, it's like I'm not for I think the markets are able to regulate themselves. I'm not so much for the intervention of government within the private systems, but yet they do need to have, we need to change. There is some laws that need to be readjusted to serve the highest good, to level out the playing field. Because if you try to open a bookstore and you want to sell your books online and you become really successful at it, I assure you that Amazon will send millions or billions of dollars to make sure that you're not happening. And the Washington Post will create, because that's like his tools of communication platform. I'm not criticizing, but I'm just saying the system is like the big company will eat up everybody else in order to maintain this monopoly. That doesn't. It's going to have to become more aware about that, and. For government regulation is necessary because of extreme cases. So we need to keep things in line. But it's a subtle balance. But it's important not to judge the appearance too. For everybody's just playing roles and so I'm not going to talk. There is all kind of do not give your energy to those conflict and polarities between because it's become so obvious that unfortunately the powers that be are trying to send weapons to the Nazi group. This person Zelensky, it's like recognizing now that his Nazi friends needs weapons. It's like it's completely even Japan has changed side on that. Also wanted to say briefly, there is all kinds of entities, invisible entities, negative entities that are manipulating circumstances. When there is negative entities, there is always a false light that comes in at the beginning. For many years ago, I was subjected to incredible nightmares and terrible visions, and it was like, then eventually God removed, it was Satan and Beelzebub they were playing with me. God removed them and showed me this was false light. He had to show me, I had to experience firsthand. Now I can decipher. Yet sometimes it is not easy to decipher. It is only by the feeling state. If we feel like terrible about something that comes to us, it's a projection from an entity. If we feel really good about a projection that comes to us, then it comes from heaven. So because I was watching, I commented on this trial, this Hollywood trial of so defamation case, and so I saw the presence of an entity, but maybe Johnny and his friend had nothing to do with it. Maybe she's the one who's been abused by that entity and creating all those fantasies. When you take a lot of drugs and you possess, you may have visions and you may believe in an illusion. So but in all toxic relationship, it's always about understanding that we need to balance the karma, even if there is one side that's more responsible of the problem than the other. It's always a 50-50 responsibility share in order to find the balance, forgive, and move away from the karma. So it's not so important to comment on anything like on that. It is not even. We want to focus on your own well-being. So those are, but there is all kinds of. Sometimes we listen to the news. Don't listen too much news. 1 hour, 2 hours at the most, and only on the channels. Sometimes it's okay to listen to propaganda channel to see what is being. But to be careful, because those things there's subtle things that can not to be too connected to be in a contemplative mode in relationship to all that is going on, knowing you will be taken care of by your creator, by your angels, your guides. I'm going to finish with a song. It's a romantic song. I thank you very much for coming to see this video today, and wish you a wonderful day. And it's a song of Joe Cooker. I'm a big fan of Joe Cooker. Every song he sings, so it was really well sung, and we have the same taste in music, so to speak. So this one is called "You Are So Beautiful." You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. You're everything I hoped for, everything I need. You are so beautiful to me. Such joy and happiness you bring. Such joy and happiness you bring. Like a dream, a guiding light that shines in the night. Heaven's gift to me. You are so beautiful to me. For beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So continue to focalize on beauty. See beauty everywhere, see love everywhere, see joy everywhere. Eventually, we're going to be reprogrammed. We're going to be ready for moving into this next level. And the card of the day is the card of magic and miracles once again. We're getting more adept at playing with that, working out the energies. And here it's the 9 of Raphael. It says, make a wish. Your dreams are becoming a reality. A happy time of your life. So that's really what I feel. Is really there's so much, a big window opening with Jupiter moving this year through Aries. It's like, well, for me it's my second house, so it's about making the energetic manifest, but it's going to gain a lot of momentum and power in the possibility of the manifestation of the dream. Here it is Raphael. He's like represented as a human with a genie and a lamp on the beach. Looks like Pensacola, and he's got a dog with him, and so the dreams are possible. There is a great possibility of hopefully, so all of this is ready to unfold, and so we'll soon be communicating from a different level, from a different place, from a different energy. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Enjoy your eclipse time. Namaste.